Hi, I'm Thomas O'Rourke, Director of DoMyFAFSA.com. DoMyFAFSA is a subsidiary of Taylor O'Rourke Accounting and Tax, located in Vero Beach, Florida. Your FAFSA should be filled out exactly the same regardless of the state in which you live, which is why we've been able to help students from all over the country and even some international students to correctly submit their FAFSA. Our goal is to help students and parents to correctly fill out their FAFSAs so that they can experience peace of mind and smooth interaction with their college's financial aid office. All of our FAFSA professionals have substantial experience working as financial aid officers and advisors at accredited institutions of higher learning. In this short presentation, we're going to talk about why people decide to hire us as their FAFSA preparer, how our process works, and what you will need to get through this simple process with us. I do recommend that you watch this video all the way through, as you may gain valuable information whether you decide to purchase our service or not. So why do people decide to hire us as their FAFSA preparer? Well, there are a variety of reasons, but in my experience, these reasons usually fall into three categories. One, a person has had past negative experiences in dealing with a financial aid office. Two, the client has an unusual or complicating living and/or financial situation. And three, the client has never filled out a FAFSA before and is unsure of where to start and just needs some extra help. In addition, I often hear clients say that they have wasted valuable hours that should have been spent on studying or even going to class because they were dealing with financial aid issues. This was a problem that I personally dealt with when I was a college student myself. You see, a positive or negative experience when dealing with financial aid will almost always start with the quality of your FAFSA. Okay, let's move on to how our process works. Our process is simple. We schedule a convenient phone appointment with you, our client. Your FAFSA will be completed while you're on the phone with us. We can either fill out the FAFSA for you on our end, or we can coach you through the FAFSA step by step on your end. Eligibility results are immediate and can be found on the confirmation page as soon as we submit the FAFSA application. It is that simple. But additionally, you will be able to ask your preparer as many questions as you want about what to expect moving forward. As noted earlier, all of our preparers are familiar with the financial aid process at the campus level. Let's talk about what you will need to get through this process with us. So the biggest thing here are tax returns. It will be massively helpful if you have a copy of your tax return in front of you during the appointment. The year of the tax return is typically 2 years prior to the start of the FAFSA school year. For example, a 2021-2022 FAFSA will require a 2019 tax return. A 2022-2023 FAFSA will require a 2020 tax return. The 2023-2024 FAFSA will require a 2021 tax return, and so on and so forth. If you are a dependent student, you should also have a copy of your parents' tax returns in addition to your own if you filed one. Also, if you are a dependent student, meaning a student that has to provide his or her parents' information on the FAFSA, it is usually best that the appointment be conducted with the student as well as the parent. In other words, both the student and the parent are on the phone with us during the appointment. This isn't a requirement, it's just highly recommended. Now, we almost always attempt to import your tax return in from the IRS to the FAFSA. This is one of the most important things you can do on your FAFSA, but not everyone can do it. So please do have a copy of your tax return handy during the appointment. Another thing that is good to have prior to your appointment with us, but not mandatory, is a username, also known as an FSA ID, and password to get into the FAFSA application. If you are a dependent student, one of your parents will need a username and password as well. Now, a lot of people struggle setting up their credentials, but don't worry if you are having trouble with your ID and password, we will take care of it during the appointment. Typically speaking, the vast majority of information that you will be putting into the FAFSA is personal information that you have committed to memory or information that you will have readily available, such as a driver's license number. The cost is $89.95 per FAFSA school year. Please make your payment prior to the start of your appointment by clicking on the Order Now button on our website. You will then need to provide your email address and phone number. It will then be sent to PayPal for payment. It is important to understand that you do have the option of completing the FAFSA for free. That is why it is called the free application for federal student aid. And it is also true that many people will fill out a FAFSA on their own and not experience any problems. But guys, I just think the margin of error is too great to not have a professional walk you through it at least one time. In fact, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I have seen students mistakenly fill out their FAFSA in a way that makes it very difficult, if not impossible, for them to make the necessary corrections. They dig themselves into a hole that they can't get out of. Now, this would be a worst case scenario, but it happens a lot more often than it should. If you still have questions or wish to schedule an appointment, please give us a call. In any event, we hope to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and good luck.